If we would just stop paying attention to the morons and the idiots, and also engaging in what I like to call now future news, because I think that's what the media is doing now, just future news. They're telling us what the news will be in the future, not what's happened, not what's happening, but what the news will be in the future. Excuse me, I think that's for commentators to do. I didn't think that was for the newspaper to do. That's for the opinion page to do. That's what I do. Now, if you want to do what I do, then do what I do. But if you want to be a so-called journalist, why don't you stop engaging in the future news? Well, they're going to do this, and that's going to mean this. Because you didn't get 828 right. You didn't get... Saturday, I'm with Sarah Palin in Alaska, and I couldn't believe the stuff that was being written about me in Alaska and what Sarah Palin... I guess Sarah Palin and I were going to get drunk together, and we were going to announce that we were going to run for president of the United States. We're going to have to duke it out on which one's going to be on the top of the ticket. You know, what we've really done, I'm letting you in on some real deep discussions here. We've decided we're going to be co-presidents. And all they did was talk about the things that I was going to say with Sarah Palin. And then they realized that it was September 11th. Oh my gosh, it's September 11th. He's now taking another day and blaspheming the day. Could I just get a list from the media of all the days that I'm not allowed to get paid? Can I get a list of all the days that I'm not allowed to work? And by the way, media, I just want to see your records on, because I'm sure that anybody that was writing any stories on 9/11, anybody was doing anything, you didn't get paid on 9/11. You, of course, donated your paycheck to charity, right? And, of course, all of the profits from all the newspapers and magazines, but there are none anymore. Let's say there were some hypothetical profits at your news business. You, of course, would donate all of those profits because it's 9/11. So we know now that we can't do anything on 8/28. We can't do anything on 9/11. Can't do anything on Christmas. Can't do anything on Easter. Better not do it on Thanksgiving. How about Flag Day? How about Columbus Day? Am I insensitive for doing anything on Columbus Day? How about 4th of July? Don't exploit the 4th of July. That's for the firework people. Look, I want to tell you something, because this really drove me nuts on the holiday. Because as I'm on holiday, I didn't even take my cell phone with me. I had it in my briefcase, which was in the closet. I think I said on Thursday, "Where's my cell phone?" It was great. So it was, what was it? Monday, Tuesday, they released that I was donating all of my profits from this speech that I had been hired to give, because that's one of my businesses. I give speeches, and I have if you'd like to hire me for a speech, you can do that through Premier Speakers Bureau, Washington, D.C. I think they also do these other crazy people like Bill Clinton speeches. Anyway, so people hire me to give speeches, and one of the speeches that I was going to give was this one in Alaska. And Sarah Palin said, "Do you mind if I introduce you?" And I said, "I don't care. It's great. I'd love to see you." And so she did. Well, that course turned into, "We're announcing that we're going to be running for president." Yes, we are. And that's what we're going to do. On September 11th, we're going to go to Alaska and announce our candidacy as co-presidents. It's fantastic. There was a list in one paper on the 5 things that we were going to do. But then, of course, the media found out that there was profit involved. Yes, it is America. Well, let me check yeah, it's still America today. There is profit involved. So I think it was on Tuesday, my PR firm, they just released that, no, but this is a charity thing. Glenn's giving it a charity. Well, I read about it in the newspaper, and I'm like, why are we announcing this? Why are we saying this? It's true, but why are we saying this? And I was really, really upset, because that's none of their business. I can do whatever I want. If I want to buy a bunch of blow and do it off the belly of hookers, it's my money. Now I wouldn't, but I could. It's my money. Well, actually, Stu is correcting me here. I can't technically do that. And
yeah, no, that's there's a legal issue with the blow off of hookers.
see, there's
bellies
it's
thing.
too big of
Yeah.
it's too big of a
Too
government.
much government.
Too much government.
Where's Ron Paul when you need him?
Wait.
Where is he?
If we can't do blow off the belly of hookers, I
wrong.
don't
It's
know
wrong.
what
Well, that's two libertarian things right there.
it is.
Hooking.
It is.
And blow.
I
and
understand
drugs,
there.
you know?
So here's what I was really upset about. And I want you to understand this clearly. I was upset because it gives the impression that I am somehow or another ashamed of the capitalist system. That somehow or another I'm ashamed of making money. And that I can be shamed into donating money. No. I donate money because I am a charitable man. I donate money because I choose to donate. But if I choose to hoard all of my money and then set it on fire or blow it on sugar pops and gold and fake diamond rings, I'm going to do that because it's my money and I've done it myself. I earned it. So, I just want to not address these clowns in the media because it's really sad. It is sad to see, if you look at their record, it is sad to see how much they're wrong, how many times in a row they can be wrong. And I mean colossally wrong. Not kind of wrong. Not, oh, I didn't get that far. I mean unbelievably mind-boggling wrong. And yet they still don't get it. Even though they can't donate the proceeds from anything they do because there are no proceeds from anything they do. I want you to know, I believe in the free market. I believe you give a man a chance to better himself, and he will. You give a man a chance to better himself and better his conditions for his children, and that man will change his conditions, his children's conditions, his neighborhood conditions. It's called the free market. It is what has transformed the globe from a place where we're crapping in the woods and reading by candlelight, if you could find a book, to what we have today. And I am by no means ashamed of that. My time is of value, and so is yours. Do you remember when Sir Hugs-a-Lot was on from Congress, and he came on, and I don't remember this guy's name.
You mean the Tickle Party guy?
The Tickle Party guy.
Right, yeah.
And he comes on, and he's like, hey, we're just having tickle parties, and I'm Sir Hugs-a-Lot. That's all it is. And what did I say at the end of the program? I am sorry that I wasted your time, America. Why did I say that? Because I understand your time is of value. Now, that is a free market principle, that your time is worth something. And I have made a promise to you that I will never waste your time. Now, how do I know your time is worth something? Because I know my time is worth something, and I charge for it. And it's the same thing you do in your life. If you're a plumber, you charge for it. He's fixing the plumbing on 9/11. Damn right. And I'm going to take the proceeds and I'm going to do whatever it is I want to do with them. Now, why did I say I was donating it to charity? Well, because I have a PR firm that couldn't get a hold of me on vacation and releases the information, which is absolutely true. How did they release this information? Why did they release it? How did they know? Because I hadn't told anybody. They knew because of 828. Oh, and I can't wait to explain this that I haven't told anyone, but you need to know it now. We'll do that in a second. First, let me tell you about our sponsor. I am exploiting 9/18, which is the time. Do you know what happened at 9/18? Some date in the past? Yes, I did. And that's why I'm exploiting this time right now for profit. God bless America. You know, I know a lot of people are very disappointed in me that I like Lady Gaga, but I think this woman is a genius. She was in the, whatever it is, the whatever award show was last night, and she was wearing a meat dress. I love it.
A dress
Made entirely of meat. It's great. And she doesn't care. Oh, the vegetarians. I don't care. What do you think of my meat dress?
I do like that, but she is...
I don't know that was her thought process through that.
I don't know either. Still.
Yeah, she's so calculated. It's so calculated, though. It's
a dress made of meat. What are you calculating?
It's a calculating. You're going to be outrageous. You're going to have people talking about you the next day.
Well,
the only thing I like about Glenn liking Lady Gaga is it is the fastest way to end her career. She will be gone as soon as Glenn starts talking about that. She's going to have to disappear.
Yeah, it's like what happened to Muse. You never hear about Muse anymore.
Glenn's killed her career.
Killed him. So it's done.
Here's I want to get back to this because I want to get back to the free market system is under attack, and people are trying. Look, Americans and media, you should figure this one out before you all go bankrupt. The American people do not mind the free market system. They love it. It transformed the world. We understand that. Here's what they don't like: corruption. And somebody making a lot of money is not abhorrent to a lot of people. You know why? Because they believe in the American dream. They believe they can do it too. They don't fault people for their success unless their success, Goldman Sachs, comes from corruption, special interest pressures, and crushing the soul out of everybody else and taking tax money to do it. That's what Americans have a problem with. I just want to tell you this. The reason why this speech happened on 9/11 is because it's on my vacation. It's on my vacation. It took me 2 days of my vacation. I had to leave Friday, or left Saturday, come back on Sunday. 2 days on my vacation. Why did I do a speech on my vacation? That's weird, isn't it? It's a vacation, isn't it? Why would I do that? Because I told you, and I've never said this on the air except this a year ago, I told you could trust me on 828. I'm going to ask you for money and donations, but there's not going to be exorbitant costs. There's not going to be all kinds of crazy stuff. I never told you this. I would pay for the hotels. I told my staff, I told my business partner who wanted to hang me. I would pay for the hotels. I would pay for Sarah Palin's plane in. I would pay for these things. All I said to you on the air was, nobody is getting paid. There's no speaker that is getting paid to speak. Sarah Palin is not. She's waived her fee. I didn't tell you who was flying her in. I didn't tell you who was putting her up. Do you know what happened on Tuesday, apparently the same day that they decided to tell the world that I was donating money for charity? My American Express bill came in for $250,000 for 828. We had 10 hotels. I paid for them. Why? Because I chose to pay for them. I'm not saying this so you go, oh, poor Glenn. No, I chose to. I believe in charity. I believe in the cause. I also believe, I talked to somebody who runs a very big charity on my vacation. He said, why did you do that? That's ridiculous. Why would you do that? Every charity has those expenses. And I said, because I wanted to do that. There are people that are struggling. I had a guy send me 8 cents. I'm not going to have them pay for airfare and nice hotel rooms for everybody else. I'm not going to do that. There are things that I wanted to do. Well, I also run a business. And so I had to do, this is my side job. I had to do extra jobs. And there are other speeches that I'll be giving and also donating because I chose to. I'm not ashamed of how much money I make. And don't you be ashamed of America or the free market system either.
Program.